Hi, I'm Haley. Welcome to this video lesson on tag questions. You're learning English, aren't you? This is your first time watching a video of mine, isn't it? I just asked you 2 tag questions, didn't I? What are tag questions? Tag questions are short questions that come at the end of a sentence. They have only a subject and a verb. Why do we use tag questions? Well, we use tag questions for 2 main reasons. The first reason we use tag questions is to confirm information. The second reason we use tag questions is to make small talk with people. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use tag questions, and I'll teach you the grammar. At the end of the video, I'll give you a quiz so that you can see how much you remember. Check the description box below the video. I have timestamps that will give you links to different parts of the video if you want to skip ahead to a certain part. All right, let's get started by talking about when we use tag questions. The first situation we'll talk about is when we want to confirm information. Let's say, for example, you're having a friend come over to your house for dinner. You want to cook lobster, but you think your friend might be allergic to lobster. This is important information, right? Of course it is. If your friend is allergic to lobster, she might get sick from it. This is the perfect time to use a tag question. So you could say, Sally, you're allergic to shellfish, aren't you? Or you could say, you can't eat shellfish, can you? So in this situation, we're using a tag question because we think we know, but we're not sure, and we really need to know. Why not just say, are you allergic to shellfish? Well, Sally is your friend, and she probably already told you that she has an allergy to shellfish. So if you asked her that question, it might sound rude. She might think that you weren't listening to her the last time you told her. So it sounds a lot more nice and like you really have been paying attention if you use a tag question. That way she knows that you do remember, but you're just double checking because you want to be careful. So if we need to confirm information, tag questions are a great way to do that. Another really common way that we use tag questions is when we're trying to make small talk. Small talk is polite conversation that you have with people you know or even with complete strangers. The weather is a very common and always a safe topic for small talk. Let's say, for example, you're in a really long line at a store and you're kind of bored and you want to talk to the person in line behind you. So you could talk about the weather with that person, and using a tag question is a great way to do that. So let's say the weather has been really nice lately. You can use a tag question here to break the ice and get a conversation started with a stranger. You could say, the weather is awesome, isn't it? Or, it's been so beautiful outside, hasn't it? Or, we can't beat this weather, can we? Those are all really great ways to start a conversation with a stranger. Why wouldn't you want to just say, the weather is beautiful? Well, obviously, that's not inviting a reply from the person. When you ask somebody a tag question, it kind of puts that person in a position that they have to respond to you. So tag questions are a beautiful way to get a conversation going with somebody that you don't know and that you would like to talk to. Don't worry. If you try to talk to somebody using a tag question and they're not really interested in having a conversation with you, they'll probably give you a short, quick answer like, yeah, or no. In those situations, don't worry about it. They responded to you, so that was polite, and you probably shouldn't try to engage them in conversation. Sometimes, though, if you ask a tag question and the person is really friendly or really talkative, that small tag question about weather could end up leading to a much longer conversation where you really get to practice your English. So next time you're in a long line at a grocery store, try this. All right, let's talk about one more aspect of tag questions, and that is using the correct intonation. So moving the pitch of your voice up or down when we make these. If we make a statement and we're confident about that statement, that the person agrees with it and that I agree with it, our intonation will go down. So the weather, for example. I know the weather is beautiful, and I'm sure everybody agrees that the weather is beautiful. So I would say the weather is beautiful, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Do you hear how the pitch of my voice goes down at the end? We say that when we're sure about the information. Now, when we're unsure about what we're asking, our intonation will go up so it sounds more like a question. Okay? So here's another situation where I cooked food for my friend last week. And I think they liked it, but I really don't know. So I might say to my friend, "You liked that food, didn't you?" In that situation, I'm not sure. So the pitch of my voice goes up and it makes it more like a question. So if you're confident about the statement, the pitch of your voice goes down. If you're not so sure, your pitch goes up. Okay, so those are two different situations that we use tag questions in and how to pronounce them. Now let's take a look at the grammar. The grammar might seem a little confusing, right? Okay, here's an example. She's been learning English for a long time. What would the rest of that be? It should be, hasn't she? She's been learning English for a long time, hasn't she? Here's another example. He likes soccer. Doesn't he? Doesn't he? He likes soccer. Doesn't he? Let's take a look at the grammar, how to make these tag questions. Sometimes we use has, sometimes does, sometimes have, sometimes is. Let's figure it out. Ready? Okay. Sentences with tag questions always begin with a normal sentence with a subject, a verb, and maybe an object. And then at the end, there's the tag question. The tag question is only 2 words. It has a helping verb and the subject. How do we form tag questions? We start with our sentence, she is happy. To make a tag question, we have to do 2 things. The first thing we do is change the word order. Always put the subject last. So here, she is our subject, so we will put she at the end of the sentence. The second thing we need to do is change the verb. She is happy. That is an affirmative statement, so we need to change is to its negative form. So is becomes isn't. She is happy, isn't she? We can use tag questions in any tense. So here we have an example of the present perfect. Make sure that you keep the tag question in the same tense as the sentence. And we only use the auxiliary verb or the helping verb. So they've been tired, they have been tired. We have 2 verbs here, but have is our auxiliary verb, so we will use have. Our subject is they, so we put they at the end, and we change have to the negative, haven't they? They've been tired, haven't they? Here are some examples of tag questions in the simple past. With the simple past, the auxiliary verb is always did. Your brother ate pizza. He is our subject because we have your brother. And ate, our auxiliary verb there is did. So didn't he? Your sister didn't eat tacos. Your sister is she. And our verb is didn't. So we need to change that to the positive. Did. Your sister didn't eat tacos, did she? We do have an exception. You should use aren't in the tag question when I is the subject and am is our verb. We never use am not. So, I am a good friend, aren't I? I'm picking you up tonight, aren't I? But here, it's negative. I'm not picking you up tonight. Am I? So we can say, am I? But we cannot say, am I not or am not I. Here are some more examples in the simple present and present progressive. He always sleeps in, doesn't he? She doesn't watch TV, does she? They are going to school, aren't they? He isn't working tonight, is he? Examples with future for will and be going to. Your friends will be here, won't they? I won't do it, will I? Your mom's going to cook, isn't she? The teachers aren't going to be late, are they? Here are some examples in the simple past and past progressive. They weren't having fun, were they? She was shopping last night, wasn't she? I was in class last week, wasn't I? The students were satisfied, weren't they? And now some examples in the present perfect and present perfect progressive. I haven't been there before, have I? She has seen that movie, hasn't she? We've been working a lot, haven't we? They haven't been doing their homework, have they? Let's review. So we always do two things to the tag question. Change the word order, put the subject last, and 2, make the verb the opposite. So we ate pizza yesterday, didn't we?
That wasn't so bad, was it? I'll bet you're ready to try a quiz, aren't you? Hey, before we do that though, could you do me a favor and subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if this lesson is helpful for you. Also, please tell your friends, that way more people can benefit from my English lessons. Are you ready to check your knowledge of tag questions? Remember, if you need to pause the video during the quiz so that you can have time to read, just do that. All right, let's go. Good luck. You got them all right, didn't you? If not, that's okay. They are a little tricky. Go back and watch the grammar section again, and then give that quiz a try later. If you understand the video, I would love it if you go down to the comment section below and write a couple sentences using tag questions for me. Try to use one for each situation, for confirming information and for making small talk. If you haven't noticed, on my videos in the comment section, I reply to everybody who leaves a comment. So if you try some new grammar out, I will be able to go down there, read it, correct you. That way you can know if you're using it correctly or not. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. They're such an important part of learning. And everybody here watching this video is learning English, so everyone's in the same boat. So don't worry about making mistakes. Go down there and try to use what you're learning.
Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I really appreciate your watching, and I hope that this lesson really helped you with tag questions. Make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you find out when I have new videos coming out. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.